Capricorn, quit burning yourself out for everyone else and start putting your own physical and mental well-being first. That's the message of the universe for you this week as we dive into your horoscope. This video is a forecast for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Do check out all three videos because they will all give you some information about what is coming up in the week ahead for you. They're going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya, and welcome to the Astro News and Weather for the first week of July 2026. And don't forget, my friends, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal astrology. Do look it up if you need to know the difference. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. So this week we are looking at the 4th of July. Happy anniversary to the USA. On the 4th of July, it's a biggie. Gotta say, get ready with your fireworks celebrations. It could really all go off in a very literal sense of the word. Mars will conjunct Uranus on the 4th of July. Last time they were conjunct, it was on top of the head of the Gorgon Algol, the fixed star, and now it's square to the nodes of the moon. Oh, yikes. Get ready, here we go. This is when the volcano explodes, literally and figuratively. You know, we can expect large-scale Earth events when these two planets, Mars and Uranus, come together, and we can expect big rumbles to be felt in our own life as well. Forewarned, forearmed, my friends. But in the positive, this is the energy to use to break out of limiting situations in your life. If you're hungered for change, if you're longing for excitement to spice up your life like a Spice Girl, it's now coming in by the truckload. Taking a risk might have a great appeal for you at this time, but be forewarned, it really isn't the wisest time to jump in boots and all, even if you want to. By all means, follow your passions, follow your desires, but with a healthy dose of sensibility, moderation, self-control, and groundedness, my friends. As some have said, there is a narrow path between recklessness and opportunity at this time. So what we can do is direct this energy to its best advantage by creating change in our own life of our own volition. And that way we reduce the risk of unexpected events coming in and shocking the life out of us at this time, okay? So what could we do? We could change our doona cover. We could change our route to work, go some way we've never gone before. We change what we eat for breakfast. Just doing those little things in our everyday life to change things completely could spare ourselves the rug being pulled out from under us in big ways. Forewarned, forearmed, use that piece of advice to your best advantage, my friends. But also you can embrace your crazy now under this energy. Why not? It's the 4th of July. Get wild with your clothing choices. Hello. Experiment with your look. Get a little kinky in the bedroom, you know. It's all good, man, when these two tango like they do this week. Now, firstly, about the conjunction of Mars and Uranus, which occurs every 2 years. This is not a completely unexpected energy. It does happen regularly. Those who follow astrology closely know that Mars and Uranus together bring these impactful Earth events that I spoke about, not least of which is volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. These are powerful times. Now, of course, there are other astronomical and astrological alignments that can trigger Earth events. This isn't the only one, but it's pretty dependable every 2 years. Where it's going to happen on the Earth, though, is anybody's guess, really. As above, so below. What is the symbology of Mars, Uranus, and wildcard Earth events that we can apply to our lives? Let's list a few. Surprises, shocks, breaking out, breaking free, restlessness, agitation, fast changes, not slow, just blink of an eye kind of changes in life, erratic energy, feeling forceful or aggressive, more intensity than we can actually control with this energy, spontaneous, rash, impulsive, rebellious, explosive. These are all words that correlate to this energy. Fights, accidents, bluntness, insensitivity. one or more of these things may be what is manifesting in your life because of the Mars-Uranus conjunction. And what about the Mars skipped step that is forming? We've already had the skipped step with Uranus a couple of weeks ago. Now, here we go with the Mars skipped step. Check out the video for the Uranus skip step energy if you need to. It still applies. It's still in action. But let's take a look at Mars now. There is a critical lesson or action that you've been repeatedly avoiding that this square to the nodes by Mars is going to force you to look at. And that might mean having to face a personal block with your courage, with your boundaries, with self-assertion. There might be an intense underlying feeling that you're experiencing now of being stuck and a sense of urgency that you can't quite put your finger on. Like, I know I need to change. I know I want to change. How do I do it? This can be very, very much at the surface now, and it can lead to irritability if that energy isn't channeled constructively. There's a deep questioning that we may have of our own desires at this time too. We may oscillate between feeling intensely driven to pursue a goal and feeling entirely paralyzed because, well, what if this, what if that? We doubt. There can be heightened potential for power struggles, arguments, confrontations as we try to assert our independence individually and sometimes as a collective as well against the external limitations that want to hold us back. It is a fractious energy. There might be a tendency to take sudden reactive actions out of frustration that can temporarily derail your intended life path, where you want to end up, because you react, just like knee-jerk kind of kickback that really gets you off the track. This energy does serve as a powerful catalyst as well. If we choose to consciously take action at this time, this aspect, if we're wise about our action, can give us the grit that we need to break free from old karmic loops and stagnant patterns that have just got to go. So it is uncomfortable, this week's energy. The events triggered by this square act as a cosmic alignment check, like we're bringing our car in to check its oil. Well, that's what this universe is doing. This universal energy is doing to our journey. Ultimately, it could push us back onto our true evolutionary path now. So, what can we expect with these wild energies unfolding this week individually? Let's check it out now as we look at the forecast for all signs. Capricorn, Mars and Uranus are connecting by conjunction in your 6th house this week, and this is where the action is for the week ahead. This is where the rubber meets the road in your daily life, your physical body, your daily routines, your work conditions, your service to the world, and the karmic debts that you are here to work through in very practical, most likely unglamorous ways. When Uranus and Mars are here and they're squaring the nodes, we experience a forceful disruption to all those things. And here are some examples. There might be a sudden change at work that's really profoundly going to affect you. It could be that your health, gives you a bit of a wake-up call. Maybe the way you've been eating isn't any good, or the lack of exercise, or whatever it might be. And the universe says, this ain't going to roll. We've got to, change things here, or you're in for trouble. A conflict with a colleague might arise, or a subordinate. If you're an employee, you might have a run-in with an employee. That could be how this universal energy shakes you up. Or it simply could be a moment where your body refuses to keep absorbing the consequences of a lifestyle that is not serving it. These are just some examples, but they're good ones. This is how the universe wants to get your attention this week. The nodes give all of this energy a lot of karmic weight too. The 6th house, it's actually really a very karmic house. It carries the energy of debt that needs to be burned through dedicated service and genuine humility. When we bring those things to the table, we clear the slate of karmic debt. Victim mentality is specifically flagged here in the 6th house. It's the thing that takes us furthest from the alignment of our soul with the divine. And this transit, Mars-Uranus, has no patience for victim mentality. You need to break free from it if that's something you buy into all the time. I've been so hard done by. It's not fair. Life's treated me unkind. We all have a tough life in one way or another. Even those at what we perceive to be the top of the tree have issues, have things that make life hard for them. Yes, money cushions the blow a bit, but there are all issues for everybody. Let's try and be a little bit kind to others right now because we don't know what they're going through. That is tough. And what we need to break free from is this idea that we are a victim. We should own our own life and our own power over our own life. What we need to break free from here with the Mars-Uranus conjunction is from the grind of what culture tells us we should be doing in our daily life, the exhausting routines, the overwork, the habit of ignoring what our body is trying to tell us about our physical health and our lifestyle. So the invitation this week with this transit, my beautiful Capricorn friends, is to purge what isn't working, to show up in service without considering yourself to be a martyr because of it, and to build a daily rhythm that really sustains you, that feels good, that feels right, that feels comfortable. And if you feel like, I hear it all the time, if you feel like you can't afford to not be stressed and exhausted, then you're living in the wrong place. Move. Find somewhere where that is not on the cards anymore because your health will suffer in the long term. And this transit is here to highlight that to you. So if you're curious, my Capricorn friends, to understand exactly how this particular transit and the others that are forming to affect your life in the year ahead are going to impact you personally, then why not order a transiting planet report from Guiding Star Astrology for only $18? What could be more perfect than that?